Hello there. In this tutorial, I'm going to discuss about BGP, Border Gateway Protocol. So, what's the requirement of Border Gateway Protocol and how to configure that? We will discuss about it in this series of videos. Now, before we discuss about the protocol, so let me remind you what we exactly read in the past. Now we read about the static routing and then dynamic routing. Especially dynamic routing, we found out there that dynamic routing are of two types: interior routing protocol and exterior routing protocol. In interior routing protocol, we found out that they have lots of options are there about routing information protocol. This is one of the type of IRP. Then interior gateway routing protocol, IGRP, its enhanced version is EIGRP, intermediate system to intermediate system, and open short to SPAT first. But exterior routing protocol also have a two type. One is exterior gateway protocol and another is border gateway protocol. Now, what are the type? What is the difference between IRP or ERP? IRP basically used in a small network, or even if it used in the organization, but should not be on the basis of different service provider. For example, let me go to the network here, the path. Now, in the diagram, you can see the colors I created from form for the different routers. It means, for example, if I consider this router from Mumbai, if I consider this router from Delhi, if I consider this router from Kolkata, then the thing is that these routers are of different region, different area, different states, and the distance between Delhi to Mumbai is huge, some thousands of kilometers. Then Mumbai to Kolkata, thousands of kilometers. Kolkata to Delhi, thousands of kilometers. So these are out of region. Now, even though if one company, for example, Google, for example, if a Google using these routers in different region, but for example, if Google using different ISP, or if Google using Microsoft server, Google's using Yahoo server, then the server is different. The service provider is different. Google have to join hands with Yahoo, have to join hands with Windows to form a network. So obviously servers are different. Same thing, for example, if a particular group, for example, if Star Network, Star TV, using a server or using a service provider, and if they're using, for example, two ISPs, for example, is BSNL or Airtel, then also we require BGP. Doesn't matter if their location is Mumbai, but if they're using BSNL or Airtel connection, then they require BGP, because BSNL and Airtel are different service provider, have different server and different way to distribute internet. So doesn't matter the region is different, or doesn't matter the region is same. If service provider is different, if region is different, then you have to use BGP. If you are a same company, and if you are have different places, if your office are in different places, but if same service provider is providing internet, then you require only IRP, interior routing protocol. But when it comes to different server, when it comes to different service provider, then you require BGP. Now, before that, we used to have exterior gateway protocol, but that is now over. BGP version 4 is now take over, and they are now using CIDR technology, which is classless inter-domain routing. So classless inter-domain routing is basically providing internet and the subnetting is very much different and is saving a lot many masks out there. So have new technologies, by the way. Now BGP is basically used in region to region, and especially big service providers like BSNL or Airtel, they are using BGP to communicate with each other. Now in this video we were going to configure routers. We will not configure BGP, but currently we will use to configure routers in BGP, how to configure, how special it is to. Now remember one thing, that packet tracer can only be allow you to create a lab and to configure BGP, but the advanced BGP like eBGP and all that, you have no more options. So eBGP or iBGP, you have to goes to either GNS3 or boson netsim. Currently it's not available on the packet tracer, so particularly iBGP you have to configure that at GNS3 or softwares which allow you to do a practicals of CCNP. But currently we will configure about the lab and then BGP. Okay, so what special needs to do? Nothing special, but we are going to creating a lab of BGP. So that's the reason. So host name, for example, I gave a name R1. Okay, so address 0/0 here is a bit different. You have to configure a AS number, router ID. We already learned about router ID, the concept of router ID. Serial face, the loopback 0 and loopback 1. Same this router, we will configure serial face, router ID, and AS number, serial face, router ID. Okay, so now we're going to configure IP address. Now, okay, fine. So IP address we're going to configure is 10.10.10.10.1, and we will provide will not use the default IP, default mask. So will be 255.255.255.0. Okay. Now we will provide a clock rate 64,000. So you can select clock rate here. For example, I'm just going to provide 64,000. Okay, 64,000. Exit from here. Now, time to provide an IP of loopback. For example, the loopback will be first will start with 0. Now the link is up. The IP address. The loopback 0's IP address will be 100.100.1. It's 255.255.255.0. Okay, and face loopback 1, IP address Now again the IP will be 101. We will provide a class C subnet mask and not the default class A's. Okay. Now here router BGP, we need to provide that AS number for the BGPs. For example, we say 100. Now BGP router ID, and that will be 1.1.1.1. I will show IP interface brief command, and you can see that as of now fast Ethernet are down because this router is not yet configured. It's the same thing we have to configure there also. Loopback we configure. Then this router, let's configure config t host name or 2 and interface 0/0. This serial interface we are configuring. Okay, so IP address 10.10.10.2 255.55.55.0 class C subnet mask. No shut down. Okay, so it's still down because I think we not made a change here. Now it's up. Okay, so what we need to do now, tends to shut down. Similarly in the interface, sit. And we have to, since this serial port is up, so we have to do the same with the interface 0/1. Okay, now the IP address we're going to configure is 20s 1 255.55.55.0. No shutdown. Router BGP, same command. Now I forget that we have to give a clock rate also. So interface 0/1 clock rate 64,000. Exit. Okay, now it's run. So now router BGP 200. Now BGP router ID 2.2.2.2. Show interface brief. Show IP interface brief. So 0/0 is up. 0/1 20.20 and this router now. So we have to configure enable config t host name R3 interface 00 /0, then IP address 20.20.20.2.255.55.55.0. No shutdown. Exit. Same with router. BGP 300. BGP router ID 3.3.3. Okay, so IP interface brief command, and you can see the share 0/0 is now up. So we configure the basics lab of BGP in the packet tracer. Now we have to configure BGP. In the next video we will do that. In the router we configure all the configurations. You can see we configure share 0/0. We provide a loopback IP, loopback IP of 0, loopback IP of 1. Then our router, we provide IPs in both serial interfaces. Here also we provide both serial interfaces. Now in the next video we will configure about BGP. I hope you learned something from this video. Thanks for watching.